Hey everyone, Durrani here from VG247, and if I'm honest, leveling to 50 in Lost Ark was pretty chill, and while it might seem overwhelming starting a new MMO with all of the systems just thrown at you and walls of text and numbers, it does do a really good job of teaching you everything, and there really isn't much to say about getting to level 50, but just know the path is a long one. Everything that would need an in-depth guide comes at the end game after level 50, so this is going to be a little bit more of a relaxed guide of things that I found and noted down after I said, this is pretty cool, would have been nice to know this 10 hours ago, and just some handy tips that I found browsing a Lost Ark subreddit. Let's get started. The welcome challenges. This is great for teaching you everything you need to know about the game's systems. It's in the top right hand corner next to your minimap. And if I'm honest, if you follow these steps, you're all good. Do the requirements, claim the rewards, and a new task will become available. They are paced really well and don't give you more than you can manage. Additionally to that, don't feel overwhelmed by all of the systems it presents to you straight away, because it's going to show you everything. You'll see a lot of things pop up, but don't worry, the game will teach you in time. The start of the game is pretty dry. In my experience, the game does start off pretty bland. I've heard a few people share that thought as well. The fun doesn't really start with Lost Ark until a few hours in. For me, it started to get really exciting with the first major story dungeon. Keep at it and it will get better. Do you need to skip the side quests? You'll see a fair few side quests when you're leveling that are right next to your main quest givers that I'm seeing a lot of people say to ignore, but often it takes 2 seconds to complete them, so you might as well do them. They never felt intrusive and are always around or on your way to your main quest. Saying that though, it's worth noting that they have adjusted the XP gained from the main quest, so you can get to level 50 just from the main quest. You don't have to do the side quest, just for those of you who want to save yourself an hour or two in total. Moving the minimap. Pressing tab opens up your minimap right slap bang in the center of your screen. It's a weird place to put it, and I went about 5 hours before realizing you can move it by clicking and holding the middle mouse button scroll wheel to move it. Triports. This is how you fast travel, and it is in your best interest to remember to activate all of the ones you come across. The disappointment in yourself when you have to run back because you forgot to activate one is immeasurable, and your day will be ruined. So activate all of them and use them frequently. Additionally, combining the last two tips I just said, you can actually fast travel from the minimap by holding Alt and clicking on the triport. It's pretty handy. Mount up. I saw a lot of people walking around out in the world while I was leveling, and forget that when you've got horses, Cerberuses, giant stags, if you're not fighting, mount up. There's no excuses. And make sure you equip your pet as well. Pets have all sorts of uses, but mainly they pick up your loot for you, so make sure you get that quest done. Buy stuff. On your journeys, you're going to come across vendors. Buy the weapons at the vendors for a little upgrade. Don't worry about the cash. You'll have so much by the time you get to endgame, and also your inventory is going to get full if you're picking up everything that you see. Sell the gear you're not using. Don't worry, you'll get way better stuff in the endgame. You don't get much XP from farming the enemies out in the world while you're leveling. Best to just run past them and focus on the enemies required for your quest. Spam your skills. If your skills aren't on cooldown, you're doing it wrong. Your normal auto attacks are the last thing you want to be doing. Spam the hell out of your skills to make light work of enemies. Don't worry too much about where you're putting your skills. You can reset them at any time, so don't feel like it's some big commitment. You're free to experiment with whatever you want, and I suggest that you change things around frequently. You're going to be getting new abilities, best to try them out and see what works for you. Saying that though, how to spend your skill points. You should be focusing on putting your points into 2 or 3 abilities to get them to level 10 in a tripod system. While I was leveling, I was putting points everywhere, and I didn't realize how it worked unlocking the next tier in a tripod system. But how it works is basically you need a certain amount of points available for the next tier to show up. I'd say around levels 10, 20, 30 and 40 and 50, reset your abilities and refocus into the ones that you want. HP potions and battle items. Something I kept seeing thrown around on the Reddit is that you shouldn't use your HP potions and battle items until the end game, which I agree with. They are pretty expensive and a chore to craft, and as you're leveling, you're not going to need the burst of heal that it offers. The health potions, slow heal, will do just fine until level 50, and you'll have loads of them. The same goes for battle items like bombs and stuff like that. As you're leveling, there's nothing your skills can't handle swiftly. Save all of that for the end game. Dungeons. So I had a lot more fun with dungeons when I used matchmaking. I had people around me. It made the game feel a lot more alive, and it makes the harder difficulty, which are actually pretty easy, even easier. But that's not to say that they are all easy. Around level 30, you're gonna have to start focusing up. Boss battles. Dealing with bosses is fine. Don't be scared to run up and hit them. They're gonna do a little bit of damage to you with their normal attacks, but it's nothing that will one-shot you. The animations they do seem like they're gonna do major damage, but you are fine. What you do want to move out the way for though is the red telegraphed attacks. These will do big damage if you don't get out of the way. The best way to avoid them is to use your roll or dash, or if you've got a movement skill of cooldown, use that. Rolling gives you what's known as iframes, which means you can't take any damage while you're in a rolling or dashing animation. You're invincible. Use that knowledge well. Additionally to the bosses, you'll see a purple bar underneath the boss's health. This is a stun meter. Once that's depleted, you'll hear a noticeable harder hitting impact sound, and that means the boss is stunned for a short period of time, and of course won't be able to hit you. And that's when you unleash all of your moves without worry. And it's also worth noting that some of your skills have more stun damage. So I'd say read what your abilities do if you want to take advantage of the stun meter. Typing out emote quests. Some quests will have you do an emote to progress them. Instead of going into your emote menu, you can actually just type out the emote. So if you press enter / encourage or dance, whatever it's asking you to do, that works also, and it might save you some time. This only works if the chat box is open though. Additionally to that, if you're stuck on a quest, some quests want you to press F5 to do something, which they don't always make clear. Or if you're stuck in a dungeon, remember to always use Song of Escape. Don't let anyone rush you with cutscenes. There's a lot of dungeons you'll come across that you can do in matchmaking, and of course they have cutscenes. There's a vote skip for said cutscenes, and I'm seeing a lot of players rush new players to vote skip. Don't skip if you want to see the cutscene. Make them wait. You are allowed to enjoy the story. There are a lot of rewards that you need to claim. I would say after every big mission you do, take some time to check everything one by one in the menus in the bottom right, in your inventory, character, roster, adventure, check everything. A few settings you might want to change. When you get to the point in the story that teaches you trade skills, you can actually disable the HUD swapping to gathering mode, which gets super annoying. You can actually put your health bar above your character as well, if that makes it easier for you to know when you're getting low. Even though it gives you the option right at the very start of the game, you can actually change your move and attack buttons. I find right click to move and left click to attack works best for me. You can also change your mouse cursor size and color. If your quest tracker is starting to look a little bit cluttered, maybe you've picked up a quest that you didn't mean to, you can actually deselect certain quests. If you go into your quest journal, just untick it. Well, that's everything I found out while leveling from 1 to 50 in Lost Ark. If you have anything to share, make sure you comment down below. Let's teach one another, make the leveling process that bit smoother. My name is Dereni from VT247. I hope this video helped. Peace out, everyone.